It wasn't an algorithm. You need to understand that first. The images and sounds you were shown, the cryptic numbers that appeared in your recommendations, that was a signal, a tuning fork resonating with something already inside of you. You were chosen because you are one of the few who senses that the reality we see is just a fraction of the whole story, a beautiful, hypnotic, but fragmented echo. For months, you've been collecting those echoes, feeling their power without understanding the source. Consider this video the first translation of that source. This is not another theory or a guess. This is the blueprint, the very architecture of the philosophy you've been subconsciously drawn to. What you are about to see is the key that elevates you from a mere spectator of the mystery to an active participant in its unfolding. The puzzle pieces are in your hands. Now, let's begin to assemble them. Has it ever happened to you? A kind of nostalgia that has a taste, a smell, a texture. You hear the creak of footsteps on a floor you've never walked on. You miss something that never belonged to you. You fondly recall a moment no photograph of yours has ever captured. And yet, you were there. You're certain of it. Or rather, you've been convinced long enough for the difference to become irrelevant. But who put these memories inside you? We like to treat memory as an archive of facts, but let's be honest, it's more of a theater or a laboratory. Inside, scenes are rewritten, costumes are tailored, and scripts are tweaked just enough not to disrupt the fragile coherence of the narrating self. You, the one who needs the world to have a before and an after, who needs things to have causes, who needs your past to be yours, intact, continuous. And yet you keep remembering things that never happened to you, as if someone in the silence of night had planted tiny seeds inside your sleeping mind. And now you watch them bloom. Flashes of fabricated childhood, streets never walked, objects never touched, but as familiar as scars. You aren't alone in this. There's a strange magnetism that drives entire crowds to remember the non-existent in unison. It's a discordant symphony of spurious memories reinforcing one another, spreading like a virus. It's a collective memory of a past that was never shared, because it never was. But now it is. Now it exists. It's a sweet kind of possession. We don't call for an exorcist because these illusions are beautiful, comforting, or simply plausible. Perhaps you never had that childhood friend chasing you through the summer fields, but you can still smell the wet grass. You can hear the crack in their voice as they said goodbye. Neuroscience tells us the brain is plastic, molding and bending like warm wax. But they rarely tell us whose fingers are doing the molding. They explain mirror neurons, but they don't explain these mirrored dreams. Where does the image in your mind come from? Maybe it's a pattern, a morphogenetic field, or a faint transmission from an adjacent plane where you did have a dog, even if you never had a dog, and where you got lost in a city that doesn't exist. Where you lived lives no one ever imagined. This phenomenon often overlaps with the so-called Mandela effect, which we'll dive into deeper next time. It's funny how certain fantasies are remembered better than real events. Because memory isn't a book on a shelf, it's a song. And songs change. Every time you sing it, every time you recall a memory, you aren't retrieving a file, you are rewriting it. You drop a note, add a harmony, and pass it on. And someone else makes it their own. And now your memory is ours. A lie sung in unison. And by the time you're done, the memory is more vivid, more precise, and more yours than the original event. But is it true? And does it even matter? Memories of wars you never fought, longings for cities you've never visited, melancholies for lovers you never had. Your brain needs only a hint, a sound, a scene from a movie to slip into this fantasy. And you fall right in, defending this fake past with genuine emotion. I feel it, you say. I remember. But perhaps it's best not to pull at the thread. If you start doubting your memory, you eventually have to doubt yourself. If you strip away the stories, who remains? A shadow, maybe. An echo. A function that produces stories to keep a fragile consciousness together. A ghost who convinces itself it's alive because it carries memories it never lived. But in the end, does it matter? In the end, if the pain feels real, it is real. If a joy born from an implanted memory lights up your day, it served its purpose. Who are we to say that a goodbye never spoken wasn't real if it broke your heart? Call it a gentle lie, an affectionate glitch in the universe's code, a necessary error to keep us from going mad, or perhaps to let us go mad together, sharing the same soft illusion. Do you remember that thing? Yes, me too. See you in the next episode.